Hi there. This is starting your own at-home business with Young Living Essential Oils in association with the Revive Living chapter. My name is Brittany, and if you are watching this video and haven't seen part 1 yet, please go back to part 1, which talks about the distributor through the executive rank. This is part 2, success, which is the silver through the Royal Crown Diamond rank. So one of the things we didn't talk about in the last video is something that's going to be detrimental throughout your journey in Young Living coming up. So there's something called personal group volume, and personal group volume is for silver and higher ranks. So for silver or higher ranks in the compensation plan, personal group volume is determined by the sales of the organization directly supported by the distributor. PGV accumulates throughout each commission period. This is the sum of PV from the distributor down to, but not including, the next silver or higher rank for each leg of a sales organization. PGV, in these cases, does not include any silver or higher rank in the entirety of the volume in their organization. PGV also does not include any volume from qualifying legs used for a rank qualification in a commission period. So I know that's a lot to take in. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So basically, in layman's terms, PGV comes when you are a silver and up from either customers, people who are not a part of the Young Living business, or anyone in your level 1 who is not a silver from their PV, personal volume, or personal purchases. So the one thing to take note of is you need from silver to Royal Crown Diamond 1,000 PGV a month. Luckily, this does not increase, it just stays at 1,000. So let's look at 2 examples. Example number 1, your friend Judy is a retail customer with Young Living signed up under you. She purchases 100 PV a month, so that counts towards your 1,000 PGV. You would still need 900. Example number 2. 2 of your immediate downlines on level 1, let's use names Michelle and Rebecca, are not silver yet, nor are there 4 people under them each. If they purchase 100 PV as well as there are 4 people under them, you have 1,000 PGV and you've met your goal for that month. So a lot of you are probably still confused, so I'm going to play a video. This guy is super helpful, and so let's take a look and see what he has to say about PGV.
PGV, which stands for Personal Group Volume, is not relevant until you are going after the rank of silver or above. And PGV is calculated by taking your entire OGV, organization group volume, and then subtracting any of your qualifying legs. You also need to subtract any leg that has reached the rank of silver or above. Looking at this example, everything in blue is considered to be your OGV, your own PV plus the PV of everyone in your entire organization. Now let's say that Bob is either a qualifying leg or he has reached a rank of silver or higher. Bob's OGV will not be counted as part of your PGV. And Pete is either a qualifying leg or has reached the rank of silver or higher. His OGV will also not count toward your PGV. Everything you see left in blue, including your own PV, will still count as your PGV. If you are new to understanding the Young Living Compensation Plan, you're probably sitting there thinking, so now, circle back to this definition once you have a better handle on the other terminology and the rest of the compensation plan. Just know that PGV is not relevant until you want to reach the rank of silver.
So that video is super helpful. I have a link underneath with the rest of his videos if you guys are interested. So if you remember, we talked in our last video about why do most MLMs fail. So here is actually the 4th reason why MLMs fail. We only looked at 3 in the last video. So it is personal group volume, which is otherwise known as PGV, And in other MLMs, it's known as CTV or central team volume. To keep the flow of our former example, PGV is like a hospital survey or patient testimonials. If you don't meet a certain number of positive reviews a month, you won't be eligible for advancing your career in any way. Most MLMs have a PGV that you're supposed to meet every month, which includes your level 1 and your level 2 usually. Most people fail at this because they believe they have to hound their friends, family, coworkers, and so forth to meet sales. What's worse is most MLMs, the PGV increases with each level, making it essentially impossible to be successful. With Young Living, luckily, the PGV doesn't start until silver when it's doable, and it stays at 1,000 PGV, which the key turning point here is your PV gets to count towards your PGV, unlike other MLMs. So what I mean by that is if I spend $500 or $1,000 in products, it counts toward that PGV. Other MLMs, you can buy all the products you want, but it's not going to count toward your sales in any way. So the important thing with this is to make sure you're meeting your 1,000 PGV every month. The biggest mistake with PGV. A lot of people ask, can't you just find enough customers to fulfill the 1,000 PGV order every month? Example, 10 customers spend 100 PV each. Yes, but it is highly unreliable. The likelihood you will find committed members to, for 100% sure, meet your 1,000 PGV every month is scarce. Let's be realistic. If you plan to do this, it is extremely crucial that you make sure your customers order a week before the end of the month, and then you pay the remaining costs to meet the 1,000 PGV. Your levels 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so forth do not count toward the 1,000 PGV once they hit the silver rank. You can find new members who obviously won't be silver that will help deduct costs from your PGV, but it's more important to build up than sideways, especially since there are generation bonuses that will make you more money. Plus, those new members will eventually hit silver and cancel your PGV out, so you're right back to where you started. The great thing, as mentioned in the video, is your PV, unlike other MLM companies, counts towards your PGV. So it is therefore recommended to purchase the 1,000 PGV yourself in order to meet your PGV. Now, where in the world are you going to get that kind of money? We will look at that in a minute, but you may also be asking, when I reach silver and up, how in the world can I reach, aka spend 1,000 PGV? You can use a lot of the home products such as a laundry soap, dishwasher powder, and so on, but you can also donate home items or essential oils to places like shelters, churches, hospitals, family members, etc. It is a great way to give back, and one of the best things about being in this business is you can kind of pay it forward, and while you're introducing products, and it's nice you're actually helping people out more so. So let's talk about the compensation plan from silver and up. So if you guys noticed on the first video, this PGV here was non-existent. It was zero, it wasn't there. And so all of a sudden this little guy pops up right here. And if you look, you see 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, kind of like your PV stays, as mentioned in the last video, 100, 100, 100. Now, if we look at OGV, that is the only thing that's growing. That's because, again, your team is growing. We go down here to the compensation, and level 1 is going to be your 6 that you found. You get 8% of what they buy every month. And then level 2, which is your 6's 6, you get 5% every month. And then their 6, you get 4%, and so forth. Don't worry about this stuff right now. So, earlier you may have asked, why 6 people? Well, we haven't talked about the legs in the OGV yet, but for each ranking, you need so many legs, and eventually you need 6 legs, which is the end result. So it's better to start with 6, help those 6 grow, because that's what you're going to need in order to get to Crown Diamond and Royal Crown Diamond. So if you have your 6, then you're already set. And again, your PGV is staying the same, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and PV stays the same, 100, 100, 100. And then as your team grows, your OGV grows as well. So again, why 6 people? You need 6 legs. It's best to just start out with 6 and have them find 6 and so forth so that your team grows at a rapid rate and you're secure in the end. Personal volume and organization group volume. We talked about this in the last video, but we only went up to executive. After executive comes silver. So it's the same as last time. You find your 6, they find 6, and so forth. So your first 6 people are your level 1. They go find 6 people, and those 36 become your level 2. Now, once those people go and find 6 people each, then you end up starting at the rank of silver. And after that, those 6 find 6, which is your level 3. They find 6 each, and then you end up being at gold and platinum within that equation. So it really is the simplest process. You find 6, you teach them, and then they find 6, and so forth, and your team builds and builds and builds until you go from silver all the way to royal crown diamond. It is important though to remember when placing your ER orders that you total up to 1,000 PV so that you can meet 1,000 PGV, unless of course you can meet it otherwise. But make sure you still meet the minimum 100 PV qualification. $1,000 does not always equal 1,000 PV PGV. You can check this in your shopping cart before checking out. You must also inform your team of this. Now, it can grow a lot quicker once your level 2 and your level 3 hit silver because they too will have to meet the 1,000 PGV. And so their 1,000 PV ends up moving you along at a much more rapid pace. So instead of a weekly basis type ordeal, you could end up getting there a lot faster. So it really is a simple formula, guys. You order your 1,000 PV and you cover yourself on 1,000 PGV so you don't slide down in the ranking or in pay. You're always meeting your qualification, what you're supposed to meet, which luckily in this business stays at 1,000 PGV. So let's look at the actual money aspect of this. Now, if you were in the last video, the numbers weren't too encouraging. You looked at that and probably went, my goodness, this isn't anything. I make more than this, way more than this currently. So I talked about in the last video that you end up making about $1,848,240 per year. And if you remember in the last video, these are about the averages of each ranking. So silver, the average is about 2,820. Gold is 6,276. And so forth. So if you remember, these slots are your 6 people. So your first person is here, their team is in the first one. Your second person is here, their team is in the second column, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So eventually, where you really start making money is about around diamond. Well, most people, most of it is going to be within gold, but where you're really making a significant difference is around diamond, and then it just goes up from there when you get to royal diamond. So where you're really going to get stuck at is around silver or gold. You may barely without bonuses make the 1,000 minimum for your PGV while your OGV is at the 10,000 silver rank. So you're in silver and you still have to make your 1,000 PGV, and you'll want to give up on this business. You'll think, this is it for me. I'm basically taking my entire paycheck and I'm putting the whole thing back in, and that's frustrating. And you have to realize it is so temporary. It is likely going to be a one-time thing. That's it. You turn your check back in, you get your products, and then that's it. But the next month, you'll likely be around this area right here, and you won't miss that money. So don't give up. Don't throw in the towel. Do not think that this business can't work for you, because it can. Patience and acceleration are the keys to being successful in this business. You have to remember that temporary sacrifice for secure financial freedom. One thing I do recommend to make sure that you're meeting your PGV and not sliding back down is to save your money until you hit around the platinum area. It's just to be safe and secure so that you're not sliding back down in rank. So, like in the last video, we talked about possible dilemmas, and there is one possible dilemma with PGV. So, let's look at these 2 months right here. On the last day of the month, you have enough personal volume to be a silver, but you don't have enough PGV because your paycheck in September, keep in mind this is your money that you made in August, was only a couple $100. You obviously don't have 1,000 PV or around $1,000 to meet your PGV, and you shouldn't spend that much if you don't have that much. So what you do is you wait until you get paid October 20th to pay your 1,000 PV immediately, which allows you to skip the ranks and catch back up. So don't fret if you don't have that 1,000 PV to meet your PGV. You just wait till you have the money and then you pay it, and then you'll automatically skip those ranks and just catch right back up to where you should be. Bonuses. So there's some very good bonuses in this round. So if you move up from executive to silver within 6 months, and our goal in this chapter is to move up much, much quicker than that, you must stay at this rank for 3 months consecutively. And if you do, you get the Aroma Complete Collection, which has 120 essential oils that are retailed at over $2,000, which is shown to the right in this picture right over here. There's also shares, also known as lump sum bonuses, that start at silver, estimating around $150 per share. Now, because you have 6 people, you'll get $150 usually about per person. There's usually 6 shares. Then there is a generation leadership bonus, and that ranges from $450 to $2,850 a month. On top of all this, there's the generation commission derived from your OGV output at 2.4 to 3%, and that adds a good amount more onto your final amount for your paycheck. On another note, there's also cruises, conferences, retreats, etc. as you move up in Young Living. So let's give a quick overview. You have 2 jobs in Young Living, and they're really simple. You need to either purchase your 100 or 1,000 PV every month. You need to find your 6 people and check in with them once a month to make sure that they are hitting their 100 or 1,000 PV. And it really is as simple as that. You're responsible for you and your 6 only. Remember, acceleration is the key. The quicker everyone finds their 6, the quicker everyone moves up and makes more money. That's all there is to it. There's no parties, no bothering coworkers, friends, etc. No millions of Facebook posts or this or that. It's that simple, guys. You do your PV, you make sure your 6 people meet their PV, and we are all on board to success. So let's wrap this up. List your 6 people down on a sheet of paper. Invite them to a seminar on. I usually hold seminars every Wednesday just to answer questions and help people understand what they can jump into. The next step is to sign up for Young Living under the member ID number of the person who invited you. It's important that you select this person. The step after this is to select the at-home kit that is listed at $180. This includes shipping and handling. After that, you'll need to enroll in the Essential Rewards program, join the Facebook group Revived Living, attend the next 2 seminars with your 6 members' first meetings as well as their first level members so that you can help answer questions and motivate them. After that, make sure to take 100 PV or 1,000 PV depending on what you need to make your 1,000 PGV. This applies to silver and up only, from your earnings each month and place your ER order, otherwise known as Essential Rewards order. Tax and shipping do not count towards PV. You'll likely pay a little above $100 or $1,000 depending on what your order is. On the 20th of each month, ask your 6 members 3 questions. Did you submit your 100 or 1,000 PV order? Did you check in with your 6? And do you need help anywhere? All in all, you pay a one-time fee of $180. You attend maybe 3 meetings total, and you take a certain amount out of your paycheck to pay for products each month. This adds up to less than 10 hours a month your first month, with a generous compensation above most jobs. After that, you'll barely be lifting a finger. Remember, business is a team effort and depends on commitment, dedication, motivation, and as mentioned, acceleration. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to email me, message me, contact me on Facebook, and invite your 6 to next week's meeting at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Let me know if you have any trouble. And watch the tutorial video I have under the Revive Living YouTube channel about how you can sign up and start your Young Living business right away. Also, be sure to check out the Essential Rewards video. Then invite your 6 to next week's presentation to get yourself on the fast track. You can message me or the person that invited you for more information. Other than that, thank you for watching this video. And as mentioned, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, guys.